This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon or good morning, depending on when you're viewing this. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 2020 Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, also known as the CARES Act. Many of you know about the CARES Act because of the promised $1,200 stimulus check that we're expecting. There's a few more things that I think we should know about, and I'm going to be sharing about them today. I've gone through the entire 247-page article, and I'm happy to send this PDF to anybody who would like it. You can email me at eric@planningacrossthespectrum.com, or you can find it online as well. So I'm not going to be referring to the bill. It is up here, so you can see that it is available for people. A lot of this bill has to do with small businesses that I'm not going to be touching on. Today, I'm only going to be touching on the things that, as it relates to individuals. So let's talk about the CARES highlights. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the stimulus check. As many of you know, the government has approved it, and everybody should be getting a check for up to $1,200, $2,400 if married filing joint. If you have a qualifying child, you'll get $500 for each qualifying child. It is income based, so if you're making $75,000 or more, it'll start phasing out. It'll go away completely at $99,000. This is if you're filing single. It starts phasing out at $150,000 if you're married filing joint. The phase out is 5%. So as you make more over the 75 or 150,000, it's reduced by 5% for every dollar over until eventually it phases to nothing. So how do you qualify? Well, it's based off of earned income, SSDI, which is Social Security Disability Income, or veteran benefits. Veteran benefits could be VA disability, it could be dependency indemnity compensation, DIC. It could be railroad pension, things. It is not, and I want to stress this, it is not Social Security Supplemental Income, SSI. You have to make at least $2,500 a year or have a net tax liability of greater than $0 or have a gross income greater than your basic standard deduction, which is $12,200 for single, $24,400 for married filing joint. Any one of those will make you eligible for the full $1,200. You may, if you don't qualify, you may get a reduced benefit. The reduced check is, as I'm reading the bill, no less than $600. $600 will be, if you qualify, $600 will be the minimum amount you're going to get. And it's based on the most recent tax return. If you haven't filed your taxes for 2019, then it'll be based on your 2018 tax return. I don't know when the checks are going to be coming out. It doesn't say. It just said the bill's been approved. So again, the key thing here is if you or your child are receiving SSI, but you're not receiving SSDI, then the individual who is receiving SSI will most likely not receive a refund check or a stimulus check. If you have a child who, like I do, who is receiving both SSI and disabled adult child benefit, the child may receive the stimulus check. I won't know for sure because I haven't seen it come, but because disabled adult child benefit pays out as SSDI, it should qualify. And that money does not count as income. That money should be able to be, once it's deposited into a bank account, moved into an ABLE account or a special needs trust, all the things that you can normally do with money. Taxes, the tax deadline has moved from April 15th to July 15th of this year. If you owe money, that those payments have been pushed back further, so you're not going to get penalized if you don't pay by April. I would consult with your accountant if you have specific questions around taxes. The big takeaway here is you don't have to file by April. You've got some time. So next I want to talk about, there's been some changes to health savings accounts and medical savings accounts. Not a lot of changes, but in my opinion, some much needed changes. So over-the-counter menstrual products, that's maxi pads, tampons, things like that, they're now an authorized medical expense. Previously, they hadn't been. Previously, you buy things like that, and they weren't. You couldn't get reimbursed from your HSA or MSA. This has been backdated to 1 January 2020. So if you've bought these things and you have receipts, you can apply it to either your health savings account or your medical savings account. I did not see anything in the bill about FSAs. So I'm not sure, but HSA and MSA it applies to. So the last thing I'm going to touch on is student loans. The federal loan repayments have been suspended for up to 3 months. So from this month, so that's March, April, May, sometime in June, you may have to start making payments again. It will not accrue interest. So it's not one of these, oh, you don't have to make payments for 3 months, but we're still going to tack up 3 months of interest. During the 3 months that the repayments are suspended, no additional interest will be accrued. If you wanted to get ahead and you have the money and you can make the payments, this could be a good way to get ahead, make some extra payments on the loan because the interest rate, the interest that you owe is frozen. So let's say you owe $100 in interest and you pay $300, that means $200 is going to the principal instead of every month that interest going up. Every month of the suspension will still count toward as a paid month if you're looking for loan forgiveness for so many months of working at a nonprofit or something. And at the end of this, they may decide that they want to continue the extension, and that suspension may be extended for an additional 3 months according to the bill. That doesn't mean they can't add more to the bill. The bill as it's written right now extends for another 3 months. That's everything. This was meant to be a really brief overview, a webinar. So just to give people a heads up what it is, if you would like to learn more, my email is on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to Andrew Comero. He's Andrew at Planning Across the Spectrum if you'd like to talk more about financial planning. And I hope this has been helpful.